there's a lot of people on right now. So I think that's part of the problem. And what else? I'm just going to keep going. That's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do. They've changed the platform. So, okay. Anyway, this is What's the Story with Maria. This is Tuesday, March 31st. And this is my third week now of going live while all this craziness is happening. And the craziness that I'm talking about is that it's the coronavirus. So maybe years from now, you'll watch this and say, what is she talking about? And I hope sooner than later, people will be watching and not remember it or say, I'm so glad we're past that. But right now we're in it, and it's affecting everything we do, including this Facebook Live thing. It's just hard to know, but we're going to have people call in. We're going to have a lot going on. What I'm trying to do, there we go. Shani, you're in. Then you're saying, hey, that means someone's reacting. Great. Now the names are coming in. There was a serious, hi, Scotty Barbarino. Scotty's going to call in. Thank goodness. We're having some serious Facebook Live issues. Now, that does not mean the radio station keeps going. And thank you, Jim Bell. He is our producer and engineer. He's in New Hampshire, and he's still running the show, which is great. So we're still streaming live, and then this will be put into a podcast, and then that will be on Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So I don't know if you could hear me, but what I was saying was we're in New York. We broadcast from New York City. That's where we live. Well, that's where I live. And there's a lot going on. And it's like every day, I was just telling Jimmy earlier, every day I try not. First, I couldn't stop watching the news. It was like I just couldn't stop watching it, just like when anything disastrous happens. But now I'm at a point where I feel like if I watch the news, I'm not going to be able to function. So I don't know. It's like I'm torn in between doing what you want to do, and you want to make sure that you're plugged into things, and then the other part of it is that you don't want to overload your brain or your psyche or your they say that when something really traumatic happens to a person, that the body goes into shock. And what does that mean when your body goes into shock? It means that it means this: if you were to take in all of what you saw and heard at the same time during a traumatic situation, your brain and body would shut down. So what the brain does is, it's really amazing. The human body is amazing. And what the brain does is it takes in what it can and stops it at the door. It says, no more. It's going to shut down. So just a little at a time. And as it takes it in, it releases just enough that you can handle. And so I think that's kind of what's happening to me. It's the weirdest thing. I'm at this place where I'm like taking in as much as I can take in, and then I do something and get really busy, which is great. Being busy is great. And then I shut down again. And then I go about my business. And I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that. But it's just the way it goes. It's like, what else can we do? So people are typing in. A few people have typed in. I don't know. It's driving me crazy. Facebook changed its format. Okay, so that's the way it goes, and that's what we'll have to do from now on. All right. Anyway, so we are going to have Scott Barbarino who's going to call in. Scotty, why don't you call in anytime, honey bunny? So last night were the Mac Awards, and the Mac Awards, if you don't know what they are, or if you don't live in Manhattan, they are the Manhattan Association of Cabarets and Clubs. What they do every year is they have an award show. It's kind of like Lenny Watt said, the people's choice of award shows. And so last night were the Mac Awards. Don't even tell me. Oh God, I'm having one of those nights, man. Okay, so last night were the Mac Awards, and what they did was, because they usually have them in a big place, and here's Scotty right now. I'll have him tell you about it. Hey, Scotty. Can you hear me, honey?
Hi, Maria.
Hi, sweetheart.
Can see you, and I can see you.
Okay, and can you hear me too when you're watching the video?
I did hear you on the video. I just lowered it because I don't want to have any feedback.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I just was having trouble. I kept getting booted off, and I had to keep going back. But It's okay. There's a new format. It's
Facebook
overloaded.
can be tricky sometimes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I usually don't have trouble. But I think in the last month it's been overloaded because everybody's trying to get on there because everybody needs the internet and all that stuff. So, anyway,
Sure.
honey, I wanted to congratulate you on your win.
Thank you, Maria.
Now, why don't you tell the viewers and the listeners what you won last night and what the MAC Awards are?
The MAC Awards are the Manhattan Association of Cabarets. They used to be clubs, but now it's just cabarets.
Okay.
And the awards are given to the community, from the community. It's voted on by your fellow members. And we actually received the Show of the Year award, which was a great honor for us.
Yeah, and who is we? So you can tell everybody.
Myself is Piano Bar Live and the team at Piano Bar Live. Tony Javid, Michael Mackesy, Michael Barbieri. And we have been doing this live streaming thing for 9 months now. When we started it, we had no idea that we were going to need it so much now. But we've been showing the Piano Bar and trying to bring that to the world.
Yeah, and it really took off. I mean, it took off right away, I think.
Well, I've been in the business for 40 years, and I know everybody over the last 40 years, and I consider them all friends. We haven't always agreed on everything, but we're just one tight group of people. And so I was able to, I could go from the beginnings to where we are now, because I work with a lot of young people that are starting to become interested in cabaret. So we hit the right spot.
Yeah, you certainly did. I agree.
And I picked the right person, Michael Mackesy, hosting, brought in a lot of the old stuff that we used to do. And
yep.
We kind of felt like we were showing that off to the new people coming in. We want to pass the torch.
Yep, and I agree. Michael is a perfect person, musical director and personality, and he's, and he remembers the way it used to be, and he also knows the way it is now. And you're an amazing producer, Scotty. I've known you a long time, and you really are. You really, what I really love about you is how calm you can be in what would normally be like a frazzled situation. I always appreciated that about you.
I appreciate that. I was listening to you earlier about how the brain works.
Yeah.
And mine works that way. There's a point where I use the phrase, the cake is in the oven, and then you just have to go with it. At that point, you have to fly. And I like doing that, actually. I have been a performer myself, and we did a lot of ad-lib and that kind of stuff when I had my group, BevHap. So I appreciate that, Maria. This is actually the second time that I've been involved with winning a Show of the Year. The first one was back a little way with Therese Janecko and her little big band.
Oh, right.
So
I love Therese. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
And boy,
she's out there. She might actually be listening tonight.
Yeah, I think I saw her name scroll up, and Shaney. I was having a lot of problems staying on Facebook Live in the beginning because they've changed the format. When you go live, it's really weird. Everything's like on different sides, and it takes a while for the names to come in and all that. But, I'll get used to it like everything else.
Yeah, you certainly do. Maria, one of the things I also wanted to just make sure to let you know about, and people that are listening know about, is that one of the other hats that I wear is as the publisher of Nightlife Exchange.
Oh, okay.
And we've been restructuring the site to fit into the moment where we are.
Yep.
And one of the things we've been doing, and we want you to do one in the future, is we're doing the 6 questions, which was very popular for us before. But now the questions are going to some of the, I guess you would call the leaders in the community that are running, producing, and everybody's different experience. And by answering the questions, hopefully everybody's learning about where everybody else is.
Right.
And can reach out and help each other. And,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of what this show is about tonight. Like, I want people to feel connected because we're all in this strange space, and everybody's processing it differently. And it also, like, for me, depends on the day and the moment, how I'm processing
it. Sure does.
It
absolutely does.
Yeah. So this is good. And how do they find the Nightlife Exchange, Scott?
It's Nightlife Exchange, NITELIFEEXCHANGE.
Okay, and that's
NightLifeExchange.com.
And you keep people updated on what's happening in the city and all that.
It's news about. Well, it used to be news and reviews, but we're not reviewing shows. What we're doing is turning the eye towards actually letting people know about different programs that are starting up.
It's great.
For help, different shows that are streaming, and other news involving just the community that we're trying to cover that part of it.
Yeah.
We actually just put up today. We have a section up there now where you can go. We have all of the different links to the GoFundMe pages for the piano bars. I know that Brandy's is up there.
Yep.
The Duplex is up there, and Don't Tell Mamas.
Yep, wonderful.
And, we've got to beat the drum and make sure that people are helping those people that are not working at the moment. And those clubs that I just mentioned have all been very supportive of their staffs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, one thing, I have to say this because, everyone is in the same boat, but everyone's in the same boat. It's funny. It's like the Titanic. There are people in different rooms and doing different things, but we're all, the ship is kind of sinking right now. We'll be fine, but it feels like
at that time that the Titanic was going down, Maria, remember the one thing that was there that they heard was music.
I'll never forget that.
And that band played on, and it was near my God to thee, but
you know what?
All about music.
It's so funny that you said that, Scotty, because in that scene, I can't believe you said that. That is the scene that sticks out to me the most. I remember people were going for lifeboats, and I remember thinking, oh my God, the musicians are still playing. The musicians, and they played till the end. And that's kind of what we do. Yeah. And so, I gotta say, the club owners, it's not just the bartenders and singers and piano players. Those club owners are trying to stay afloat. And how do they stay afloat if no one is coming in, because no one's allowed to come in because it's dangerous? So, really like a shout out to these club owners that are, they're trying to stay afloat, and so we have somewhere to go back.
And very creative. Some of them are doing a great job of streaming things that they have. Also, I see the Duplex bumps out moments.
Absolutely.
This is what's going to, that's the stuff that I enjoy watching. I've seen a lot of, plus there's going to be a flood of everybody doing streams.
Yep.
Piano Bar Live is going to be back in another week or so. We're working on reformatting so that we can all be in our individual lockdowns.
Yep.
So we'll be able to join each other on a split screen option. And I plan on pulling people from all different areas and mixing it all up and getting back to that feel that was what we were doing there at Piano Bar Live.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we're just we're getting used to like a new way of doing things, I guess. There's really, we really don't have much of a choice, but we have a choice in how we deal with it. We don't have a choice in what is happening, but we have a choice in how we deal with it, how we can react to it. And like I said, for me, depending on the day and the hour, I'm reacting differently.
I am as well. The one thing that's a constant is the fact that if I'm feeling well and I'm not sick, it's my responsibility to try and help everybody else that can't do that at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of people that are having much worse issues with this situation than myself. For me, it really is just a matter at this moment. I'm just staying in and not going out.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the internet is a little choppy at times, but for the most part, it's been serving its purpose pretty well. I'm sorry that Facebook changed things up.
Yeah, they kind of changed their format, and I'm sure they have their reasons. Maybe they're trying to help and make it better. I'm such a creature of habit.
That could be it.
That I hate change. And it's so funny because you talk about hating change and having to deal right now. Everything seems to be changing, but
Facebook changed up a couple of times over the last 9 months that we've worked with it.
Yeah.
But we've been able to navigate it, and you will.
Yeah.
But the show is so important, Maria.
Oh, thank you, honey. I hope so. When I first started doing it, and for a long time, it was like, one of the only things that was going on there. And a lot of people now have jumped on, which is wonderful, because now especially we need it more than ever. So people are reaching each other this way. So, I hope it still is something people enjoy, and I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, I do it because I love to do it, and it keeps me connected, and go
we
ahead.
had the same experience on Piano Bar Live, and the fact of the matter is that it's good that you did all of this, because you're dealing with this a lot better than other people that haven't experienced these changes, and you'll get your format, but you know how to do this. You know how to do the talk show.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a big ham. I mean, Scotty, I love to talk. Just, that's never been an issue. I know you too. I know. Well, that's the thing. So, honey, I want to say congratulations. I'm really happy for you, and you guys are doing beautiful work. And tell Michael I said hello, and Michael Barbieri and Michael Mackesy, and I love those guys, and I'm really glad for you. But it's not a surprise. It's a wonderful and I love it. I watch it as much as I can. Now I have more time, but even when I was driving to work before, I'd be on my way to the duplex, and I would put it on my phone in the car, and I would listen to it. So
I appreciate it, and I also appreciate the fact that you've been a guest and very supportive of it from the beginning.
And I will continue to be so. It's a beautiful thing that you guys are doing, because it's like an intergenerational thing. It's like you guys are showing people what it used to be like, but you're also pulling the younger people in, or the people that haven't been part of the group for a while. You're pulling them in, and I think that's wonderful.
I appreciate that. I have a good connection for that, with a lot of young people working for me.
Yeah, I know you do, Scott. I know. So thank you, sweetheart.
Teaching them about cabaret and piano bars is a dream. So
yeah. Well, thank you, honey. I'm glad that we've been friends for a long, long time, and I appreciate you.
And we will for a long time after.
Yep, I hope
Maria.
so. All right, my love. Congratulations, and I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey. Okay, so that's Scott Barbarino. If you know cabaret, you'll know Scott Barbarino. He's a tall drink of water, as they say. And he has been around a long time and seen a lot of changes in the community, and formats change and all that stuff. Believe me, it's changed. And so, but anyway, the next person, what I'm trying to do tonight, this is my hope. And, look, whatever's happening with all the streaming and the Facebook and everything's kind of all over the place, it's going to kind of be what it is, and I'm going to try to roll with it. But I do want to say that I always have an intention. I learned that from my boss at Morristown at the Impact Theater, Kathy Roy Spees. She's like so amazing. And she taught us, and I remembered it, to always have an intention when you go in to teach. What's your intention today? Like sometimes for me, I say, stay open, Maria, just try to stay open. Or my intention is to get them to retain, or just to have them have fun, whatever, the intention is. So tonight, my intention with the show, it was and is to really bring people together from all over the country. Like, I don't want people like that was Scotty. He is in New York. I don't want people to feel alone. I know we're alone in our homes or apartments or wherever we are. Like, I know Mandar Chick Magnet there is in Jersey City, and Annette is in more up in Riverdale, Scarsdale, up that way, Westchester. And Ed Kutu is in Connecticut. He has Blade Salon in Connecticut, Rocky Hill. Now, Eddie, I'm sure the shop is closed now, right? So my sister, her shop, European Flair in West Concord, Mass., that she closed about a week ago. Joyce and Gina of 132 Ferry Street, and of Joyce's Unisex Salon in Everett, they're closed. People have to. All these businesses have been forced to close, and I mean for our own protection. It's not. I mean, at first I was opposed to. I was like, what? But now we got to do what we got to do. This is Darcy. Darcy Blakesley.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. Keep your voice up at that perfect level. That's nice, and we're projecting. Hi, sweetheart. I'm so glad that you were able to call in, that I got a hold of you today.
Oh, yeah, me too. I was trying to time it right, but I think that my video is off, so I don't know if I left you hanging for a minute.
No, it's fine. It's actually perfect. But the video tonight, I was telling everybody I'm having It's just like a weird thing
I
with
saw
Facebook.
that.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
It's a brand new format, and I'll have to play with it this week. But for now, I popped on, and there it was. So, Darcy,
Oh, well,
honey,
we have time to figure it out right now, don't we?
yeah, we certainly do. But you know what's funny? No
Oh,
matter how much time I have, I still don't feel like cleaning.
I know.
Oh, that's just me.
When this first happened, I said to myself, great, well, that's it. The closet's getting done. I'm going to pull everything out. What has it been, 3 weeks? I haven't done yet.
Right.
Closet.
You know what I did do,
do that.
though? I did pull out everything out of my refrigerator and freezer, and I cleaned that. Which,
Oh, that's really good.
yeah, and then my cabinets, my cupboards in my kitchen. But for some reason, I'm just still, I'm still a little messy. So I'm working on it. So, sweetheart, tell me now. You're in Los Angeles or close to it, right?
I am in Los Angeles. I am in the Valley area near, if anyone knows Sherman Oaks,
Okay.
City, Universal City. My little pocket's called Valley Village.
Okay.
So, yeah, in LA,
and how is it being? I mean, I know what it feels like for me, and you've lived in New York. That's where we met. We used to work together and sing together.
Yeah.
So, as being in California, now you know both places. You've lived in both places. I'm sure it feels different in California because you guys have more open air, right? More spaces.
We do. We have more personal space and more open air, a little more wide open space.
Right.
You know, we aren't crammed together. Yeah.
Yeah, but so how is it affected? I mean, everything's closed though. You have no work right now, right? Your restaurant.
Right. That's right. I work in a restaurant, and they closed, and they were going to stay open. I don't know if this happened in New York, but they were going to stay open for takeout only.
Yeah.
And the owner of our restaurant decided it wasn't enough money. We do most of our business through reservations and the experience of dining there.
Right.
You've been there.
By the way, I love the restaurant is called Cod de Sol. And,
Cod de Sol. Right?
Yeah. So when you get off of this, maybe you can post it or somebody can post. It's just the most amazing restaurant.
It's really good. People tell me all the time from all over the country what great Italian food is here. They weren't expecting it, because they don't expect it here in LA, but it's fantastic.
It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, we had so much
good.
fun. Me and Susie Campanera and Michael Woolley came there, and we went to see Darcy, and it was just such a great time. That was in October. Really nice. So now, really are you guys? Are you able to collect unemployment?
Yes. Yes.
Did you get through?
We did. The last day I worked, I believe, was the 13th of March, and I had a feeling. I just knew in my gut. I said, we're going to need to lock this down somehow. I'm going to go ahead and file for unemployment, and I just did it right away.
Wow.
Now, I still haven't gotten anything yet. They're bombarded.
Yeah, I know.
It's taking time. And my friends and I are all in touch, my coworkers and everything. We've got a group text going. We're, trying to help each other out.
Yeah.
Stay in contact. But yeah, all of us have filed. I had a feeling, and this is not to be like a bummer or anything, but I said, I don't think it's going to get wrapped up that quickly.
Right.
We're not going to just jump back into the restaurant business with a busy restaurant with people, and like a ton of people in it, and all of this, physical interaction with people. I think this is going to take a little more time, and that's what I wanted to make sure. I was like, I'm not going to be back to work, maybe, not for a couple months. I mean, I hope, but I don't know.
I know. It's really crazy, right?
Yeah.
I know. And the thing is here, like same thing. We were all trying to hang on, and I just feel so bad for the owners because they're, they want to keep the doors open, but the bars we work in, there's not even any food to but a lot of the restaurants, so I'm praying for the owners of the Duplex, Brandy's, Pina Stanvi, the places that I work that are so good to me and that I have such a great experience. So I'm hoping that they can get some kind of deal where they can, they're talking about in New York, putting the mortgages on. Well, I think they have put mortgages on hold, but they haven't talked about rent yet. And I'm praying that they give. How about you guys? What's the story with rent out there? No,
they haven't talked about rent here either. There's some petitions going around.
Yeah.
they have set a moratorium on eviction, so no one can get evicted.
Right, we have that
which
too.
Which is good.
We have that
can't
too.
throw people on the street. But
I wish there was a way that they could just give businesses and people just like a little bit. Maybe they will.
We need a breathing room.
Yeah, just a couple of months to figure out what to do.
Exactly, because I'm actually not really too worried. I'm fortunate, but not too worried about I'm not worried about April, right?
Yeah, me too.
Worried about May, but June 1st, I don't know where that rent money is.
Yeah, because what we do, we live on tips.
Well, that's right.
And the restaurants and bars,
paycheck to paycheck, but
yeah, close enough to it. And the restaurants we work at, they live on people coming in. The bars.
They don't have a large stash of cash like some businesses. They don't have that. It really depends on revenue that they bring in.
Come in every week, I know. So look, just fingers crossed for everybody. We're just we're hoping for that. So what else can we do?
Yes.
And Darcy, how's your family dealing with it? Your nephew is learning from remotely, right, from school?
Oh yeah, my nephew, he's 11, and so my sister is homeschooling him, and she says it's going terribly. So all you parents out there, oh my God, you're not alone. She's like, I can't get him to do anything. He's got an attitude with me, and all this. I'm just like, oh, honey, and yeah, she's broken down in tears.
I know. I think
it's really difficult adjustment.
Yeah, for everybody. I mean, the teachers are doing their job to make sure that everything is and still entertaining and engaging, and there's enough content, and that the kids. But still, we need the parents to log in. The parents to make sure you have to. And then I thought about this today. I'm like, it's okay, fine if you have one kid and now you have one kid and you're working from home, which means you need a computer and your kid needs a computer. But now, how about if you have 2 or 3 kids and they're all trying to learn? I mean, what on earth let me see, when I hear that stuff, I'm very grateful.
Yes. I think this is for everybody. Everybody has their own really difficult challenges with this. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
All walks of life here had something completely canceled, had their life turned upside down, and something really difficult happened. You know what I mean? It's just for everybody.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. And so anyway, I wanted to, Mandar just posted that the only, which is also a dangerous job right now, that's growing is delivery drivers. You're right. And some of I also Uber, but right now I made a decision I felt like might be a dangerous thing right now. I could be out there doing it, but I just felt like, I don't know.
I would agree with it's peaking in New York or something right now.
Yeah, it's the epicenter of the whole country right now.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, and I want to throw this out because thank you for reminding me, Mandar. If you do order from a restaurant, and I hope that you do, because these restaurants need to stay afloat so the rest of us can go back to work and also the owners don't go under, is don't order through what you're used to, Seamless or Grubhub. Everybody's used to ordering through those, but those services take 30%. So the problem is that the restaurants have to pay them 30% of what they're taking in. So for now, if you can go old school and just call the restaurants directly, don't worry about places like Taco Bell and Burger King that they have it that's all sewn into what they charge. But if the mom and pop shops, call them directly. They have a delivery person, most places. If they don't, then you can go through Grubhub. But they have a delivery person now, and they will deliver. That person will be making their tips, and the owners don't have to pay a 30% fee. It's really high. So that's something to remember that I just found out. Hi, Lisa Crooker.
That's a really good point.
A lot of people are coming on. I'm trying to, Catherine, she's in Florida. She just bought a restaurant, and it's only been 7 months. And I know, it's like, how do people stay afloat? Oh, man, I'm telling you. Listen, all we can do, this is all new. It's all new to everybody. Just like even this Facebook platform tonight, which is driving me crazy, is new. Everything is new tonight. And what can we do? We just have to roll with it.
We have to roll with it and depend on each other and serve one another with connection over the phone and FaceTime and with the art and music, because that's the only thing we can do. I know. It's amazing to not be able to plan a week what I'm going to be doing next week. It's amazing and have no idea.
You know what is so crazy that you said that? I actually wrote some lyrics because I'm writing a song, and it's exactly about that. People like us are so used to planning everything. Like, I don't have any plans. Like, I have, well, that's not true. I have to teach tomorrow. I have 3 classes to teach online. I do have a lot of Zoom meetings with my different jobs, which is great.
That's great.
Yeah, which is good. People are staying connected. And this show, thank God. Like, today I thought it was Thursday. Can you believe that? I was talking to my friend Jill.
Right now, I can't believe that.
And she was like, no, honey, today's Tuesday. I was like, oh my God. And then I had to snap too and remember, like, Maria, get it together. So what are you going to do? Anyway, Darcy, I want to thank you. Krista Piero has put 3 giant hearts on the stream on the side there. He loves you. And we love Chris.
Big hugs and kisses to Chris.
I know. So anyway, honey, hang in there. Tell your sister and your nephew that I said hello.
I will. I'll tell them. Thank you so much. It was so nice to chat with you.
You too, honey.
I would love coming on and chatting with you anytime. And my love just goes out to everybody listening. I just want to collectively hug the world.
I know. Well, that's a good attitude, Darcy. That's a really good attitude. So anyway, thank you, honey. And thank you for filling us in on what's happening out in LA. So then I love your governor. He's great.
He is great. I love the governor. I like my mayor. I'm really happy with them.
Yeah, it's nice when you like your leaders, right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, sweetheart. Well, sending you a big hug, okay?
Okay, you too.
All right, bye, sweetheart.
All right, bye.
Okay, so that's Darcy Blakesley. So I see a few people coming through, which is great because as I said, this is making me crazy, this Facebook thing, and because it's a different format, and I'm such a creature of habit. This is making me crazy. Boy, am I being challenged by all of this. I got to tell you a couple of good things, though. Like, I was trying to think, there's bad things and then there's good things, right? In everything, I always see, my mother used to say that. There's always, like, people say silver lining. There's always, like, one of my friends this week, maybe it was Jill. Jill tends to calm me down. I think Jill said there are blessings in everything. I think that was Jill. But, there are blessings in everything. It's so funny because, like, my dad and I, all right, so I was thinking about this. I was thinking, oh my God, if I was OCD right now, which I'm not judging it. I just am grateful I'm not, because I would be losing my mind. Because, I would be that person that was already afraid or a germaphobe or any of that stuff. You'd be losing your minds. Here's the silver lining for me. But if you're a pack rat, which I am, this is our time. This is our time. My dad, total pack rat. He's worse than I am. Like, you go down to my dad's basement and it's just like tons of toilet paper and paper towels. Tons. And he lives alone. Since my mom's gone, it's just him. And my sister always says, what the hell is he going to do with all that stuff? Well, his day has arrived. He's like the king of the hill right now, right? Last week, Susie Campanero's mom called in Florida, and she said, oh, I'm still on. Yeah. Oh, did I knock us off again? Oh, man. Okay, stay on page. Well, and do not want to continue. And no, stay on page. Let's see. Oh my God, I don't know if I'm going live anymore. I don't think so. I think that's the old one. Okay, got to go live again. All right, let's do this again. Let's do